Hello all. So in this training program of resume writing, we have gone through various details from the importance of resume to what are the details to be included and some of the formatting tips. In today's class, we will look into what are the do's and don'ts that you need to keep in mind when you're writing your resume. So the first thing we'll cover is the do's. So customize your resume every time. This is something that we spoke about even in our initial trainings. So ensure to tailor your resume as per the requirement of the job profile that you're applying for. The example that we looked at in the last session is applying for a security officer's job or for a car driver's job, right? What are the different skills that you include in your resume based on the job description that you're applying for? So that's one important thing that you have to keep in mind. Second thing is to show off your technical skills. So even if you are a fresher, it is important to mention about your technical skills because every organization looks for some technical skills, which is a must requirement in each of the roles that we have. Say, for example, you are a fresher. There's a requirement for you to know at least basic computer skills like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So you can include those as part of your technical skills. Next important thing is to note your accomplishments. So whatever you have received as a special recognition or any awards that you might have received in your school or college or any extracurricular activities, please ensure to include them in your resume. So the next important thing in do's is proofread and proofread again. This will help you in terms of identifying any errors in the resume and help you correct that. Either you can do it on your own or you can seek help from anybody, either of your friends or your family who can look from a fresh eyes to ensure they are able to capture the errors or mistakes. Next important thing is to speak about your references. So this is not a very important thing to note in your resume until otherwise asked for. But this might be applicable for government jobs, but usually for other organizations, this is not a primary requirement. Last but not the least, keep your resume updated, meaning every time you go for a job interview or applying for a job, you need to ensure that you keep it up to date. Okay, so these are the don'ts. So now we'll look at, these are the do's. Now we'll look at some of the don'ts. Okay, first thing is do not misrepresent your education or job experience. Ensure that you are giving the right information. Okay, so that speaks a lot about how honest you stay in terms of sharing your details with the employer. Second thing is, if you are an experienced individual and you have left an organization looking for a new job, you do not have the need to give reasons for leaving the prior job. So that is not a requirement. So that's something that you do not have to do it. And do not get too personal. So if we say do not get too personal, you need not include details like your height or social security number, like your PAN number or marital status. These are things which is not required in a resume. Next thing is references available upon request. So this is again something we need not worry about. You need not uh, have this included in your resume. Next important thing to keep in mind is do not experiment with crazy formats. Like we saw that in the last section. Do not use a handwritten or cursive fonts that are available. Always use easy to read formats when you're writing your resume. Last but not the least, if you're an experienced individual, you have prior job experience, please do not speak about your past salary. You need not have this included in your resume. That's not a requirement. So these are the do's and don'ts that you have to keep in mind when you're writing your resume. Now we'll quickly look into some of the resume formats. So let's take this particular example. If you look at this, this will speak about all that we covered in this training session. First thing is you have to have your name bold and in a slightly bigger font as compared to rest of the resume. That's what this person has done, Varun. Then you have to provide a contact information as in your phone number, your address and the email address. Okay. The next set of things is in terms of including objective, technical skills, professional qualification, educational qualifications. So if you look at this, for the person has included headers, and the headers are in a different font. It's in bold and it's underlined. Okay, so that's one other important thing you have to keep in mind. And if you look at the entire resume, the person has all throughout used one single font and a readable font and highlighted wherever he wants to highlight the information. Okay, so if you look at this particular example, we can also see the person has included strengths, areas of strength. So this is something that you can include in your resume other than these set of details that we have seen. Okay, so then in our last slide, this as one other set of example or templates, resume templates that you can look into to see how different we can make a resume uh, to capture the eyes of the employer. Okay, so that is all for today's training session. Thanks so much for being with me in this training throughout for resume writing. If you have any other topic that you want to learn, please leave your comments in the comment section and we will do trainings on those. Thank you.